Published, 21:49 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 17th of March 2018. Updated, 21:50 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 17th of March 2018. Keep your friends closer, your enemies closer. Toto Wolff is heeding that advice. Mercedes team boss sits down after cutting the ribbon on title sponsor Petronas' gleaming new facility in Turin. Just 200 miles to the east lies Ferrari's Maranello home. Red Bull counterpart Christian Horner claimed last month that Mercedes and Ferrari are working as one team these days. Wolff chuckles. Look, Christian can see red car and silver car. Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff, center, does not want to see Ferrari withdraw from F1. This latest round of F1 mudslinging concerns the sport's future beyond 2020 when team contracts are up for renewal. Ferrari chairman Sergio Marchionne has threatened to withdraw his famous mark at that stage over plans by new owners Liberty Media to level the playing field by cutting costs. Quit threats from the Scuderia are nothing new, and many believe Marchionne's latest posturing is simply an attempt to safeguard Ferrari's gold-plated position. Not this time. According to Wolff, my message is don't mess with Sergio Marchionne, says the Austrian. F1 needs Ferrari much more than Ferrari needs F1. He's a businessman. The bottom line matters, and if he believes that F1 doesn't give Ferrari any benefit anymore, he will walk. He needs to be taken seriously, and, if I were others, I wouldn't try to pose against him. That could be a bad outcome for F1 and all involved. So, if Ferrari drive into the sunset, could Mercedes follow them? Wolff refuses to rule it out. We will be racing post-2020, he says. In F1 or a breakaway series. We will be racing in whatever is the most successful race series. F1 is absolutely the pinnacle of motor racing, and it's a very resilient race series, he adds. The new owners have been in the sport for a year. We have to give them support and we have to promote F1. It's our joint platform, so we need to keep it great. For the next years we are part of the F1 show and we shall give it all to make it a good show. That's my first priority. What happens thereafter we will judge in 12 months whether we like what we get. Reigning champion Lewis Hamilton is going nowhere. The 33-year-old's current deal with the Silver Arrows expires in November, with long-winded negotiations over a 2-year extension approaching a successful conclusion. Wolff very much hopes Hamilton ends his career with Mercedes, but believes there is plenty more to come from the Briton, for whom the long-held ambition of racing in red remains strong. Lewis is the best driver of the modern generation, says Wolff. So of course, I'd like to keep him with us for as long as possible, but I think he has at least one more contract in him after this next one, and Ferrari remains an attraction for every driver. Wolff described world champion Lewis Hamilton as the best driver of the modern generation. He is happy, adds Wolff. Our relationship has gone from strength to strength. But of course, during a season things can become tenser. That is sure to be the case when the 21 race campaign gets underway in Australia next Sunday. A fifth world title for Hamilton would draw him level with Juan Manuel Fangio in second on the all-time list and just 2 behind Michael Schumacher's record 7. If paired with a Constructors' Championship, Mercedes will claim a 5th straight double, something only Ferrari have achieved 2000 to 2004. Wolff's hand is in plaster, a broken thumb caused by a pathetic shunt with a Dutch beginner while skiing, but that was the only bump in an otherwise smooth pre-season. Hamilton and teammate Valtteri Bottas racked up more laps than anyone during the 8 testing days in Barcelona, with their 1,040 representing almost 3/4 of the upcoming season's total distance. Wolff labeled last year's Mercedes a diva, as its failure to fire on certain tracks allowed Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel to lead the championship at the halfway stage. But the 46-year-old exudes confidence ahead of the new campaign. Even though I'm afraid to say it because I'm superstitious, I feel better now than last season, he says. We had a solid testing. Last year our car was a bit unpredictable, but this year she did what we expected. She appears to be less of a diva. We wanted to keep the character traits of the beautiful lady but not have her as capricious. It seems almost surreal to think what we've achieved in the last 4 years. But every year is like climbing Mount Everest, and at the start of the season one feel myself in base camp.